It's 2024. It's time to go get some owls. I was originally going to do like a whole big day, birding big day like I did last year. But I'm getting over being pretty sick right now. Whole big day like I did last year was going to be a little much. So we are going to go out and look for owls though now that it's midnight. 2023 was a good year. A lot of adventures, a lot of exciting things happening. Not the best year for making content. And I'm going to make no promises that this year's going to be good for content either. But no, if there isn't content, that doesn't mean I'm not out doing stuff and going on adventures. It just means I don't necessarily have a ton of time to make videos and get stuff out there between doing a bunch of stuff and working on college. But it was a good year, and hopefully 2024 is pretty good too. All right, so you can't see anything but first spot out here trying for barred owl. I'm not hearing them. I've only gotten them here one time, and I've tried for them many times, but that would have been a cool way to kick off the year with a barred owl. Last year, my first bird of the year was solid owl, which, honestly, that's going to be a very, very hard one to beat. And it's not going to happen this year, but we're going to at least try for some owls. Next we're going to try for eastern screech, because that one I feel like I got a better chance of getting. Oh. So now we're outside the juvie jail because there is a pretty reliable screech that lives here. But there's goose, so that's my first bird of the year. Was hoping for an owl for first bird of the year, but at least we got something. I don't know, we're going to try for the screech and then we'll head home. I guess that's kind of, the mission is a little bit failed because first bird of the year is not an owl. Alright, so if you see that over there, that car that just went through, that's the juvie jail there. And how I know that there's a screech here is over there. Those are all sporting fields. So my dad had worked out there late in the day one time and heard a screech calling in the woods over here. And then I started coming here and listening and found that it was pretty consistent. So just to clarify, that is how I know that there's a screech behind the juvie jail area, because it's actually right near sporting fields. But it does not appear that he's out tonight. Maybe he's out like hunting or something, because I usually get him here at like dusk, not, almost 1 a.m. There's also a lot of fireworks, so could have scared him out or something. I don't know. Are there two? Two? No freaking way! Got our New Year's owl, 2 eastern screeches in my neighborhood, which is just funny because I went to all these other spots that were all local, but to all these other spots, didn't get anything, and wound up getting my New Year's owls in my neighborhood. But that was cool. So getting a late start now. It's like lunchtime, but we're here looking for more New Year's birds, so just hitting a bunch of spots that kind of hit all the time, a bunch of local spots today. Scanning through goose flocks, trying to see if I could find anything rare. Last night, I actually found a greater white-fronted goose. Holy shit. So we're ending out the year. Last birding, 2023. I'm really focusing on scanning through geese because I really want to find something rare. Ending out 2023 with a greater white-fronted goose. Just drove past this field. Noticed a bunch of geese, pulled off the road, started scanning, and there it was. They're kind of like, I don't know, they're like rare / scarce in New Jersey. So they breed in the Arctic and then are mostly found in like Midwest area. So being found in Jersey is always pretty cool. They're annual, so there's always like a few each winter, but it's not like you'll see like, it's not like there's like 20 around each winter. There's like a handful in the state. Alright, so it looks like all Canada geese, nothing special mixed in. Had some bufflehead, mallard, hood mergansers, ring-billed gull, and that's about it. So, moving on. Made it out to another local spot. This spot can be good for sparrows and that kind of stuff, so we're going to look around here a little bit. But I actually hit a lot of these local spots kind of all the time. Every day I kind of bird or do something outside for at least a little bit, but it's not really like I'm gonna film every single time I'm going out birding or doing something like that, because then that would be way too much footage and hard to kind of continuing to make things interesting. So I'm gonna kind of continue doing this year what I have been doing, which is filming, for the most part, all of my bigger trips. Things that are kind of exciting and just kind of what I feel like. So that's what we're gonna do. Film what I feel like this year, and probably a lot of that's gonna be like whatever trips I go on. Got immature eagle way out there. We got a raven out there. Just dive bombed a red-tailed hawk a few times. I'm just kind of flying around. Alright, so just spent a decent amount of time just like scanning around with the scope, and lots of herring gulls, some little vulture kettles with like red-tailed hawk mixed in, bald eagle, you know, the raven, that kind of stuff. There was like a flock of like 60 mourning doves that shed out of the woods. I think a raptor or something had flushed them out. Let's see what else we can find out here. There's also yellow-rumped warbler and some bluebirds. Damn, 2 dovekies off the Barnegat Inlet jetty and 2 western tanagers at Sandy Hook right now. We gotta step it up. We gotta find something rare. There's flicker calling. We have the mighty turkey vulture. Everyone's getting western tanagers and dovekies. We have the mighty turkey vulture. That's okay though. Sometimes you're the one that's finding the rarities, and sometimes you're the one that's not. New Year's is always when a lot more rarities are found in the birding world, because year listing and all that stuff is really popular in the birding world. So New Year's Day, everybody's out birding. Everybody goes pretty hard in January, and that's why there's more rarities found this time of year, because there's more people out looking. So that doesn't mean like other times of the year or times when there's not rare stuff around or whatever, it doesn't necessarily mean that there's nothing rare around. It just kind of means nobody's found it yet. We got a fox sparrow tucked in there. That's a fox sparrow chipping. 2 ravens now. This little stuff here, this is what the tree sparrows are eating. Got a hot air balloon out there, that's random. Just had some tree sparrows in there, so that was pretty cool. I mean, I know they're around here kind of all the time in the winter, but that was cool. Eating soup, and there's a Cooper's hawk that just landed on the back fence. Heading back out, came home, had some late lunch. Now we're gonna go back out and scan through some more geese. Or actually, didn't really scan through that many geese today, aside from that little flock earlier in the day. But yeah, the area where I had the greater white-fronted goose last night, I drove past that field and there was not a single goose there. So we'll see if maybe the flock returns, or, you know, we'll see what's out there. It was interesting because yesterday when I actually found the greater white-fronted goose, I'd driven past that field, there was nothing there, and then I went, you know, birded, hit some other spots, and when I came back, the field was loaded with geese. So goose flocks, you know, definitely move around a lot. Oh, there's more coming in. So goose flock is here, and this is where I had the greater white-fronted yesterday. He did that on purpose. Because now he's going the other way. Okay, I'm pissed right now. There's a big flock of geese, as you saw. There were 7 cackling geese mixed in, which that's the most cackling geese I've ever found in one flock. Usually there's always some cackling geese mixed in with big Canada goose flocks this time of year in New Jersey. So it's not really that rare, although they're kind of scarce, I'd say. But I was scanning through that, hadn't even gotten through the whole flock yet, so I have no idea if the greater white-fronted goose was in there. And this guy came and flushed all the geese up and then left. So now the geese are gone. The guy's walking away. But at least we got cackling geese, but I'm pissed. A bunch of geese out there. And this spot, I had Ross's goose back in the fall. Oh, they're taking off. Ooh, some of them are taking off. So a lot of geese are taking off, and it's honestly getting dark to see all the geese, but there was one cackling goose in here. And it looked like the same one that I've actually been seeing around here. There's this one cackling goose that's like extra small and stubby. And it's kind of pale and like silvery looking a little bit. But yeah, so cackling geese, in case you're unfamiliar with them, they basically look like a small Canada goose that's just kind of small and stubby. And it's not just like the size, it's like their whole head looks stubby and they look kind of different, but they're cool. I don't know if I've just been spending more time scanning through geese, which I know I have been spending a lot of time scanning through geese this late fall and now winter, but it seems like there's more around than usual. I might get out and scan the pond. And if anybody who lives in this neighborhood happens to be watching this video, which I highly, highly doubt it, but if you are, know that I'm just birding. I'm looking through geese. I'm not looking at anybody's houses. And I'm just looking at birds because I've gotten a few dirty looks from people when I've been scanning the geese, but know that I'm pretty harmless. Alright, pond's empty aside from a few cannas. Moving on.